Saito is a rich simp who gets treated like trash by the school's most popular baddie, Akane, but his quiet gooning life ends when his grandpa forces him to clap the cheeks of the class baddie who hates his guts. Now, he lives in fear because she promised to chop off his sausage if he tries to touch her. It all starts when one day, Saito did not fill the class log, so Akane got angry. She told him to fill it, but Saito ignored her, which made Akane even more upset, and their argument got worse. Akane's close friend Himari tried to calm her down. After watching their fight, Himari realized that Akane was paying too much attention to everything Saito did. She asked Akane why she always argued with him. Akane said she could not stand him and could never think of any relationship with him. At the same time, Saito also showed his anger and found her annoying, so the argument continued. After school, Saito was going home when his grandfather Tenryu Hojo called him. Tenryu invited him for tea and wanted to talk, but Saito refused clearly. Tenryu reminded him that Saito was the heir of the big Hojo company and should listen, but Saito still tried to avoid him. At that time, a limousine and guards came to him and forced him to go to Tenryu's house. Saito thought about running away, but there was no way out. It was also clear that Tenryu was the person who saved the Hojo group from big loss in the past, so his power and influence were very high. When he reached Tenryu's house, Saito had to wait outside. At that moment, Akane arrived there and was both surprised and angry to see him. She asked the reason, so Saito told her that his grandfather forced him to come. Akane said her grandmother Chiyo called her. Akane also said that Sato's presence ruined the meeting. Saito got tired of her words and told her to be quiet. Akane demanded an apology. Saito refused and both started arguing again. After some time, Tenri and Chiyo arrived. They saw both of them fighting and started laughing, and they got the idea that this fight was a sign of some closeness between them. Then everyone started talking while eating together. Saito lost his patience and asked why he was brought there, especially since he did not want to be near Akane. At that moment, Tenryu and Chiyo announced that Saito and Akane's marriage had been fixed. Both found it unbelievable and reacted strongly, but the elders stayed with their decision. Tenryu and Chiyo told their old story that they had known each other since youth and liked each other at one time, but they could not stay together and later married other people. Now, at this age, they were alone and regretted the past, so they decided to fix this relationship between their grandchildren to correct their old mistake. Akane immediately objected and said marriage should happen by choice and love. Saito also agreed that forcing two people to marry was wrong. Tenryu put a clear condition in front of Saito that he must accept the marriage or be completely removed from the inheritance and will. Tenryu also said he could give the property to someone else. At first, Saito thought it was just pressure, but then he realized Tenryu could really do it. Since Saito cared about the company and inheritance, he started thinking again about his refusal. Akane kept refusing, but then Chiyo called her close and told her a secret in her ear. Akane's mood changed and she looked worried. Saito tried to find out what was said, but Akane refused to tell. Tenryu gave both of them 3 days to decide. That same night, Akane met Saito and asked if he was really going to accept this marriage. Instead of comforting her, Saito again asked about the secret Chiyo had told her. Akane still did not answer and left. After coming home, Akane remembered a school event when Saito got the highest marks in an exam without much effort, while Akane worked very hard but only got second place, which made her very upset. Feeling stressed, she called Himari and asked what she would do if someone was forced to marry a stranger. Himari said she would reject it because she already liked someone. This was surprising for Akane because Himari usually did not talk about this topic. Himari refused to say the name and only said the boy was from their class. Then Himari also suggested that if Akane was not interested in anyone, she could take this marriage as a home arrangement, like living together and sharing costs and work. Akane listened to this but still felt the situation was uncertain. On the other side, Saito talked to his cousin Shisei and told her about the forced marriage and inheritance pressure. Shisei said that even if he left the company and had financial problems, she would stay with him, but she also reminded him that Saito needed this inheritance for his real goal. This support reduced Saito's stress a little. 3 days later, Saito and Akane went to the elders again. This time, both surprisingly accepted the marriage. This was strange for them because each thought the other would refuse. They tried to make the wedding ceremony after school finished, but Tenryu told them the papers were already completed and submitted, and their legal marriage had started from that day. Tenryu and Chiyo took them to a new house and left them there. Saito and Akane went inside and saw the house was fully ready and filled with things. Akane immediately showed anger that she had to live with Saito. Saito tried to find a separate room for peace. Then they found out there was only one bed in the house. They complained to the elders, but they were told they had to live like this and sleep in the same place. Akane did not trust Saito. When Saito closed the door, Akane got scared and threatened him with a big pencil for her safety and left the room. Saito had no such intention and could not understand Akane's reaction. After putting away their things, Saito found the food Tenryu had left. He realized Tenryu was strict, but leaving food was a practical move. Saito heated pizza and gave Akane a slice. Akane took it and left without saying anything. At night, both tried to set rules for living together. Saito asked Akane why she accepted this decision. Akane avoided giving a clear reason and said this marriage was only a formality, and she wanted to use it for her own need or goal. Saito asked what would happen if the elders made more demands in the future. Akane did not like this, and her distrust continued. During the talk, Saito accidentally touched Akane, which started another fight between them. As soon as they entered the classroom, Himari Ishikura asked what they were talking about. Akane avoided the question at first, but after Himari insisted, she told her. Shisei Hojo said Akane was scolding Saito because his face looked like Mike Tyson had hit him. At the same time, Shisei smelled a woman's shampoo on Saito and asked if something happened with him last night. Saito got nervous and tried to change the topic, but Shisei suspected more because she also smelled a woman's perfume on him. Then she bit his neck and guessed that Saito was already married. She was about to tell this to others, but Saito quickly covered her mouth and dragged her outside. Shisei was upset that Saito did not tell her before the marriage, and she asked for something in return for keeping quiet. Then she got distracted by a butterfly and said she would decide later what she wanted. Later, after gym class, Akane scolded Saito for leaving things in front of the storage. Saito said the next class would need those things, but Akane still made it a big deal, and the argument continued. Some students in the class started to think they were very close, and Himari said everyone thought they were like a married couple. After school, when Akane came home, the fridge was full of juice boxes. Then Saito showed her a cupboard with only instant noodles, so Akane lost her patience. She asked what he took for protein, and Saito showed her a box of protein powder. Saito also said that he forced himself to eat such bad things, so he would feel less taste. Akane thought Saito's lifestyle was not healthy, and he could die before his dream came true, so she decided to show him the importance of real food. Akane wore her apron and started cooking so she could impress him with her food. On the other side, Saito was worried she would put something in the food. After some time, Akane put everything on the table and waited for his reaction. As soon as Saito took the first bite, he remembered the time when his parents left him and he survived on instant noodles. He said in a hard tone that this was just normal home food and he was fine with it, but Akane did not hear the last part and picked up the plate. Then both of them pulled the plate, and before Akane could throw it away, Saito quickly ate all the food. The next day, Saito dreamed about being close with Shisei, and when Akane came to wake him up, Saito pulled her to the bed without knowing. Akane got scared and hit Saito's head with her hand. Then they both went downstairs, and Akane scolded him for leaving dishes in the sink. Saito said he usually washed dishes when they piled up, so he told her to use another dish. After some time, Akane saw toilet paper rolls and soap wrappers on the bathroom floor. Saito said, as usual, that he threw all this out at the end of the month. Akane was very disgusted with this lifestyle and started to worry about her marriage decision. But Saito said they were only in this house for a formal reason and Akane should stay in her limit. After that, while going to school, Saito thought about how different their daily habits were. That night, Saito was playing a bloody zombie game when Akane suddenly opened the door and covered her eyes after seeing the screen. She did not understand how someone could like such a violent thing. Saito told her not to judge his hobby, but Akane took the controller from his hand. Saito got angry and went to the bathroom to cool down, and he saw Akane was in the bathtub. This scene made Saito feel a physical reaction, and he quickly left. Then he realized Akane was sleeping in his room. He knocked on the door, and when there was no answer, he went inside to wake her up and talk. Akane slipped while sleeping, so Saito moved forward to help her, but in that situation, she ended up on top of him. When Akane woke up, she misunderstood and thought Saito had some bad intention. Saito left the room and tried to explain the truth, while Akane was scared that Saito had seen her naked. Later, when Akane dried herself, she also felt embarrassed and thought maybe Saito really just wanted to help. At night, Saito was reading a book on the bed when Akane quietly came into the room and lay down next to him. She tried to ask about what happened before, but Saito turned off the light and slept without answering. The next day in class, Himari saw Akane crying and found out Akane now wanted to have a better relationship with someone she did not like before. Himari asked if she was talking about Saito, but Akane strongly denied this idea again. Then Akane asked Himari for advice, so Himari said to try to solve the problem by talking. Akane said this was easy for Himari because she was cheerful and looked like Megan Fox, but Himari agreed that she also had trouble with some people. Later, Saito was having lunch with Shisei and told her he had been fighting a lot with Akane recently. Shisei directly said he should get a divorce. Saito thought if he did that, Tenryo would cut him off from the inheritance, so he they had no choice but to live with Akane. Saito said it was difficult, so Shisei called him cheap. Chiyo Sakuramori was also mentioned in this context. Shisei told Saito that two people could never be exactly the same, so to live with others, it was important to set a middle limit. She also said if Saito ever picked up Akane in his arms, this could affect some girls, but Saito thought it was not possible because Akane was heavy. Later, when Saito reached home, Akane was angry. She immediately grabbed his arm and said they should talk about their problems. Akane said she did not want their marriage to end so soon, and she also mentioned she was still a virgin. Saito agreed that they should not end this relationship right away. After that, both of them made some rules. Akane talked about dividing housework as Shisei suggested. Saito took the job of washing dishes every day, and in return, he asked for some space on the bed. At first, Akane misunderstood and connected it to physical closeness, but she still agreed. She also made the rule that Saito should play his horror games with headphones. After more talking, they made the rest of the rules clear. Saito also said that being thankful makes a relationship better, so Akane said if he liked her cooking, he should say so. Later, Akane lay on the bed. Akane Sakuramori. When Saito saw her smile, he thought she could be the mother of their children in the future. Some days later, Akane saw Saito reading a book and told him she rented a movie she wanted to watch. Saito first said she could watch it alone, but Akane insisted he sit with her. The movie turned out to be a 3-hour documentary about cats, and Saito fell asleep while watching. Akane took it in a positive way that he sat with her, and said next time Saito could choose the movie. Saito said he liked games more than movies and offered to teach her to play. Akane first said maybe she would not enjoy it, but after about 30 minutes, she started playing with full attention, and Saito liked her interest. That night on the bed, Saito told Akane to pick the next game and also find a movie they could watch together. Akane felt Saito called her in a very formal way, so she told him to call her by her first name. When Saito called her Akane, both felt shy and then went to sleep. The next day in class, Himari saw Saito and Akane argued less, so she asked Akane if they were not friends now. Akane got nervous and left the class, which made Himari worried. Later, Saito went to the library and met Shisei. Shisei saw he had a book about improving communication. Saito said he wanted to get better with Akane, and this book helped him understand that working together made the relationship stronger. After that, he met Akane in the hallway, and Akane scolded him because it was not proper for them to talk together at school. Saito calmly asked Akane if she was free after school to go shopping with him. Akane got nervous because it sounded like a date to her. Saito quickly picked her up and took her to an empty classroom. Akane started shouting because she thought he was going to do something bad, but Saito made it clear it was not a date and they were just going for an errand. Hearing this, Akane felt better because she thought she could go out with him and not worry about physical limits. Then both agreed to meet after school. When classes ended, Himari happily told Akane to come home with her. She wanted to take her to a new parfait shop where her favorite strawberry parfait was available. Akane wanted to go, but she said she could not because she already had plans. Himari thought maybe it was a new friend and wanted to meet, but Akane said she already knew this person. Then Himari asked if she was going with Saito. Akane immediately denied and ran away, so Himari did not follow her. On the way, Akane accidentally stepped on Shisei and started to apologize, then found out Shisei was there on purpose. Shisei asked Akane what kind of relationship she wanted with Saito, so Akane got nervous and ran away again. Outside, Akane waited for Saito with worry and kept telling herself it was not a date. Then Saito came and both walked together to the store near their house. There, Saito picked up a tray of eggs and Akane scolded him for picking expensive eggs. At that moment, the shop owner announced a chicken sale, so both rushed to the line, but some angry people pushed them out. Even with this, both realized they made mistakes when they rushed, and Akane said they would come back and try their luck again. On the way back, Saito told Akane she could be a good wife in the future. Akane got shy and reminded him she was already his wife. That night, Akane suddenly woke up and saw Saito was about to touch her cheek. Saito said Akane hugged him from behind while sleeping. Akane refused to believe this and asked what he was going to do. Then, Saito admitted Akane looked very cute while sleeping, and he could not stop himself from touching her cheek. Instead of getting angry, Akane said with embarrassment that he could look at her while she was sleeping, so Saito decided to sleep facing her. The next day, both woke up feeling awkward. Saito started getting ready and then heard Akane scream. He quickly went to the kitchen and saw Akane's bread was burnt, while Saito also forgot he was not wearing a shirt. Later, both went to a nearby store where Saito bought a strawberry cream loaf for Akane. While eating, Himari passed by and was happy to see them together. Akane immediately told Himari to call the police because Saito was following her, which started another argument between them. That night, Akane kept studying late for a quiz. While Saito said he did not study for exams, exams and still got full marks. This made Akane feel she was working too hard for nothing, so she sent Saito out of the room. A few hours later, Saito brought her a strawberry sandwich as a late-night snack. Akane happily ate it and kept studying all night, while Saito went to sleep. The next day, Akane fainted at school because she did not get enough sleep. Himari told her to care about her health, but Akane said she was ready to do anything rather than get lower marks than Saito. At night, Saito again brought her snacks and found Akane sleeping at the study desk. Saito noticed she had a fever, so he put her in bed and tried to cool her with a wet towel. In her fever, Akane said she needed to study harder so she could become a doctor one day. She said her parents did not have enough money to pay for medical school, and her grandmother promised if she married Saito, she would pay for her education. Akane also said Saito got top marks without working hard, and she always saw him as the standard. Then she realized what she had said, so she got nervous and her reaction became strong. After some time, Saito checked her temperature and saw the fever was higher, so he decided to call an ambulance. Akane said maybe someone else needed the ambulance more, so he should not call it. At this, Saito picked Akane up in his arms and took her to the hospital because he did not want to ignore his wife's pain. Akane was worried Saito would make fun of her dream to become a doctor, but Saito assured her he would not do that. Akane was affected by this behavior, and Saito also thought if Akane wanted, he would not refuse a marital relationship on weekends. A few days later, Saito and Akane returned to their daily routine. Akane, Sakura Mori, and Shisei Hojo were also in the same setting. Akane gave Saito a lunchbox. Saito said he forgot his lunchbox at home, so Akane thought he had a problem with the food she made. Akane felt bad because she cooked with effort. Then Saito told her he liked her food. During lunch break, Shisei came to Saito and asked to share his lunch, but Saito refused because he wanted to eat alone. In the end, the whole class gathered and scolded Saito for not giving lunch to Shisei. At that moment, Himari saw Akane and Saito had the same lunch, so the other students started to suspect there was some secret close relationship between them. While going with Akane Sakura Mori and Shisei Hojo, Himari asked Saito if Akane really made lunch for him, but he said it was just a coincidence. Himari also asked if they were together, and when he said no, she said she would clear up the misunderstanding in class, then left. That night, when Saito and Akane were sleeping, Akane heard a noise outside and turned to look at the window, where she saw a hard shadow coming inside. She screamed and woke Saito and pointed to the window, but Saito saw nothing and went back to sleep. Akane insisted the house security should be checked, so Saito agreed to check downstairs, but Akane did not want him to go alone and started to walk close to him. The next night, Akane suddenly came to Saito's study room and, shaking, said she just heard someone running in the living room. Saito told her to take a picture, so Akane said her phone could get broken. Later, when Saito went to the bathroom, Akane kept knocking on the door because she was scared to be alone. Then Akane wanted to take a shower, but because of fear, she asked Saito to stay with her. Saito sat outside the shower, and Akane kept calling his name to make sure he was there. When Saito did not answer, Akane came out, and her body was not covered, which made Saito panic. The next day at school, Shisei saw Saito look sad and guessed Akane was not cooperating with him. She asked Saito what the problem was, so Saito said Akane kept talking about seeing something like a ghost at home. Shisei thought maybe Akane was right and decided to come to investigate. Later, Shisei directly asked Akane if she was married to Saito, but Akane and Saito quickly pushed Shisei away so she would not reveal this. Then, Akane got angry at Saito for telling Shisei, but Saito said Shisei guessed it herself, and Shisei agreed. Akane apologized for not telling Shisei even though she was Saito's cousin. After that, Shisei said their house was haunted, and if they did not remove the evil thing there, they would get cursed. Akane asked for help, so Shisei said to take her to their house. When they went there, she said their house could soon face a dangerous end, but she knew how to remove bad spirits. Inside the house, Shisei accused Saito of having dirty magazines in his study room, but Saito said he did not keep magazines and watched videos instead. Then they searched the study room and only found Saito's smelly underwear, which Shisei smelled in a strange way. Shisei told Akane to explain in detail what she saw. Akane told everything, so Shisei decided the person Akane thought was a ghost was actually Shisei herself. Shisei said she had been coming to their house for the past few days, which made Saito and Akane both angry. She said she got the house keys from Grandpa Tenryu, and she did not tell them because she did not think it was necessary. This made it clear that Saito and Shisei were quite close. Later, Shisei sat with Saito and kept learning to play video games from him, and Saito felt uncomfortable because Akane was staring at him with a hard look. Then, when Saito Saito was going to take a shower, Shisei also said she wanted to go with him. Akane thought this was not proper, so she said only one person would use the bath at a time, and both agreed. That night, when Akane came to the room, she found out Shisei was playing video games downstairs. Akane lay next to Saito and said she could not complain much in front of Shisei. She first brought up that Saito did not tell her he got a new game about cats. Saito said the reason was Akane was busy with her studies. Akane did not like that Shisei played this game before her, and both started to argue. After talking to each other for a long time, both calmed down. Then Akane hinted that she did not like Saito taking so much care of Shisei. At that moment, they felt something touching them from under the blanket. Before they could understand, Shisei came out from the middle and said she was there from the start. Shisei said now she felt lonely because Akane kept Saito with her more. Akane showed discomfort, so Shisei said she would sleep on the floor, so Akane and Saito could sleep together without trouble. But Akane did not want Shisei to misunderstand, so she said Shisei should also sleep with them. That night, Shisei asked Akane if she felt jealous when Saito gave more attention to Shisei. Akane did not accept this. Shisei said Saito often did not understand hints, and if Akane did not make her point clear, Saito would not get it himself. Shisei also said she used to worry about Akane Sakuramori, but now she thought if Akane was Saito's wife, Saito would be happy. Later, Akane remembered the past when Himari tried hard to become her friend, while Akane only wanted to go home and study. Himari told her to take some rest that day, but Akane said she did not make friends with blonde girls like her because she did not think they were serious. Even with this, Himari was stubborn about friendship and offered to buy her strawberry parfait. At first, Akane tried to avoid it, but she also wanted to try the parfait, so she agreed to go with Himari. Now both of them were at the same parfait shop, and Himari asked Akane if she had any feelings for Saito. Akane got nervous. Akane Sakuramori. Hearing this, Akane remembered the time Saito picked her up in his arms and took her to the hospital, so she understood why Himari felt attracted to Saito. Because Akane was getting better with Saito these days, Himari asked her for help to make Saito like her. Akane agreed, but when Himari asked if she knew anything about Saito, Akane did not know much. When she got home, Akane started to note Saito's activities in a notebook. She kept watching him and writing even during meals. When Saito asked the reason, Akane told him not to ask about it. Then Akane asked Saito what kind of girls he liked. So Saito said the basic condition was she should be alive and physically flexible. Akane also asked about his favorite food, so Saito said rare steak, sushi, and seafood bowls with salmon roe. He also said he liked sauteed garlic. The next day, Akane told Himari that Saito liked rare steak and sauteed garlic, so Himari got interested after hearing this. Akane also felt good that she learned something new about Saito's likes. Then Akane also said Saito read before sleeping and played video games. Himari asked how she knew about the before sleeping part, so Akane nervously said she heard Saito talking about it with his friends. When Himari asked what kind of games he liked, Akane said he played very bloody zombie games and played them loud with headphones. That night, Akane decided to cook and told Saito to clean the bathtub. Akane said she was making fish, so Saito wondered when she would make steak for him because she recently asked about his likes. Akane understood Saito was waiting for it, so she agreed to make steak for him. Then both quickly went to the store to buy meat. On the way back, Akane remembered her childhood habit of going shopping with her mother in the evening. Saito hinted he did not have such memories with his parents and did not say more, which made Akane feel bad. Later, Akane made steak for Saito. Saito said it was very good, so Akane felt encouraged. In the end, Akane was happy that Saito liked her food, and she decided she would cook for him every day. The next day in class, Himari asked Saito to choose between flat is justice and medium is premium. Saito said choosing only one type was not right because it limited options, and for someone who never had a relationship with a girl, it was like reducing his chances. Then he said he would want to know a girl before having a relationship, and Himari agreed. Akane Sakuramori was in the library when Saito suddenly came there, which made her nervous. Then Akane asked him to show her some good books, so Saito gave her a very big book written in a critical way about human history. The next day, Akane and Himari talked about this book and both agreed they could not understand much from it. Then Himari decided she would ask Saito about the parts she did not understand, while Akane watched from behind and felt a little shy. Later, Saito thanked Himari for saving him from Akane. Himari said Akane was not as hard as she looked. Himari said people teased her because of her hair, and Akane was the only one who stood up for her. Saito said he liked Himari's blonde hair, and Himari said Akane also told her this before. Akane heard this from outside. At that moment, Shisei came to her and asked if she felt jealous. Akane said Himari was better for Saito, but Shisei said they looked good together. After school, Himari happily met Akane and said she wanted to come to her house and spend time. Since Akane lived with Saito, she got nervous and said her house was not in good shape right now. Himari thought maybe Akane did not want her to come, so she got sad. Then Akane allowed her to come over. Akane told Saito about this, so Saito decided to hide his things so Himari would not get suspicious. But Himari came early, so Saito hid behind the kitchen counter while Himari and Akane talked over tea. Himari told Akane she wanted to talk about a relationship with Saito, but she also wanted to check if Akane had any problem with it because they were close friends. Akane said she did not like Saito and did not care who he was with. Saito, hiding behind the counter, felt bad after hearing this. The next day, Himari told Saito about her feelings, while Akane and Shisei waited outside the class. Shisei guessed Akane was getting careful about Saito, but Akane told Shisei not to tell Himari anything because she wanted Himari to stay happy. That night, Saito asked Akane if she was okay with him going out with Himari. Akane Sakuramori suddenly hugged him from behind and said she did not want Saito to get close to another girl because they were still married. Then Saito said he already refused Himari because he knew Akane would not like it. After that, he talked about going out with Akane and also said he would buy her a ring. The next day in class, Himari came smiling to Saito and said even after his refusal, she would not give up and would keep trying to win him. Akane was watching all this from behind the door and decided she would not let Himari succeed. The next day, Himari made rare steak with garlic for Saito, as Akane had told her was his favorite, but Saito refused to eat it. Himari said she spent hours making it, so the whole class gathered and forced Saito to taste it. When Himari forced a bite into his mouth, Saito realized it was actually tasty, but Akane felt bad that Himari was feeding her husband with her own hand. Himari misunderstood the situation and also fed Akane with her hand so she would not feel left out, which made people think both were very close friends. Later, Himari asked Saito to teach her math so she could understand a simple question about what comes after 68. When Saito agreed, Himari invited him to her house because her parents were not home at that time. Akane started to feel jealous about this, so Saito told Himari not to play seriously with them. Himari joked and asked if Saito was starting to feel something for her. At that moment, Akane came in and said being alone with Saito could be dangerous because he might touch in a bad way. Himari excitedly said even if that happened, she would not mind, so Akane scolded her and also got nervous herself. Himari then told Akane to join their study too because, in her opinion, Akane and Saito were the smartest in class. Shisei quickly came forward and said she was number 3, so Himari happily invited all 3 to study together at Akane's house. The next day, they all gathered at Akane's house. Himari said she would need to be taught the whole course from the start. Saito started teaching, and after a few hours, Himari's understanding got much better, which made her happy. She kept praising Saito again and again, so Akane felt bad and tried to make Saito's words look less important. Himari ignored Akane and got closer to Saito and asked for more teaching, which made Akane even more angry. At that moment, Shisei also got close to Saito and said she was bored and needed attention too. After that, Saito taught both of them a matching cards game. Akane took it seriously so she could beat Saito at least once. In the end, Saito won easily and decided to go get snacks, while Akane also went with him. On the way, Akane admitted she was impressed by his win. Saito said everyone in the Hojo family had a very sharp memory, and that was why he could remember the cards places. He also said he did not forget things about people, so many people thought he was strange. Akane understood why Saito remembered her subject, and she wished she had this skill too, so she would not have to work so hard at studying. She also said she would use such a skill to deal better with people, while Saito thought she could use it in a bad way too. When they came back, they saw Himari and Shisei were playing Saito's zombie game. Both were surprised because Akane did not even think to hide such a basic thing from Himari. While sitting for snacks, Himari thanked Saito for teaching her and also said the next study session should be at their house. Hearing this, Saito got nervous, and at that moment, tea spilled on Himari. Saito quickly opened the drawer and took out towels. Himari asked how he knew where the towels were, so Saito nervously said he guessed. Later, Akane told Saito they almost got caught, and she also said Saito was too soft with Himari. Akane also said Saito never gave her that much time for teaching. At that moment, the light went out, so Akane quickly clung to Saito and told him not to leave her alone. Then Akane Akane asked if boys liked obedient girls, but Saito said Akane was fine as she was. Saito also thought Akane was hardworking and shy, but she could not say her point clearly. She wanted better for others, even if sometimes she said harsh things. Chiyo, Sakura Mori. After that, both felt shy. That night, Saito taught Akane a new way to improve memory, and Akane was very happy with it. Then Saito asked why she wanted to become a doctor. Akane said it was a personal thing, so Saito calmly said he wanted to know her better, which made Akane feel a physical reaction. Then Akane said she had a little sister who was often sick, and her parents kept working to pay hospital bills, while she could only stand there helpless. The weight of this feeling stayed with her until now, so she wanted to become a doctor so she would never feel that helpless again. When Saito asked about her sister, Akane said she could not see her now because she went very far away. Later, Akane said Saito was lucky to have a little sister like Shisei, which made Saito understand Akane felt lonely. He shared this with Shisei and said Akane was sad because she lost her little sister. After that, Akane said Saito invited her to go out for the first time. Chiyo was very happy at this news and took Akane to her dressing room where there were many expensive clothes. Akane picked a dress from there and came home looking more elegant, which made Saito feel a physical reaction. When they went to the city, Saito suggested going to a cat cafe, but Akane said she was banned from there before because she tried to take a cat. Then Saito took her to karaoke, and Akane got nervous that Saito might take this chance the wrong way. Both sang songs at karaoke, then went to a lemonade place where Akane was very happy. Akane offered to share her drink, but Saito said it would be like a kiss, so Akane changed her mind. Then Akane asked why Saito invited her out. Saito said he just wanted to make her feel better. Shisi took a gothic style, then she acted like a vampire and started to bite Saito's neck. At that moment, Shisi's mother, Reiko, came into the room and started to spoil Saito a lot. Reiko also asked him to stay for dinner, but Saito said he could not stay that long because Akane was waiting at home. Then Saito told Reiko he wanted to work part-time at their company because he needed money for a present. Hearing this, Shisei felt bad because she thought Saito only came to spend time with her. Reiko also showed she was upset that Saito was forced to marry Akane because she wanted Saito to marry Shisei. Even with this, Reiko told him about a translation job at her company, which included a new language, and asked if Saito could learn it in 3 days. Saito said he would only need 1 night for that. When he got home, Saito got busy with many books, which made Akane worried. Akane asked what he was studying for, but Saito avoided the question, which made Akane feel bad. The next day after school, Saito went to Shisei's house again. There, Shisei sat on his lap while Saito was working on the translation job. Saito said he could not work like this, so Shisei bit his neck again and started to get upset. Saito asked if she was upset, so Shisei said since Saito and Akane got closer, Saito was giving her less time than before. Shisei also said she understood Saito was focusing on his goal, but she also felt lonely. Saito thought he wanted to make it up to her. At the same time, Akane Sakuramori started to feel more possessive about Saito. At school, when Shisei passed close to Akane, Akane smelled the same perfume on her that she smelled on Saito the night before. Later at home, Akane waited for Saito at the dining table, but he did not come. When she thought about calling, she realized they never exchanged numbers. Then Akane found Shisei's house number from the phone book and called. Rui answered, and after confirming Akane's identity, gave the call to Reiko. Akane said she wanted to talk to Saito, but Reiko coldly refused and said Saito was busy with important work. When Akane insisted, Reiko said Akane should not go too far in Saito's matters because at first Akane did not like him, and this marriage was forced. Later, when Saito finished the job, he took the money, and Rui took him to a jewelry store where Saito bought a ring for Akane with his earnings. When Saito came home, Akane faced him angrily and accused him of having a bad relationship with Shisei while she was not there. Akane also said he should have just married Shisei. Saito told her Shisei was like a sister to him. Akane did not believe this and went to sleep, but Saito stopped her and gave her a ring box. When Akane saw the ring, Saito told her he was working at his aunt's company to buy this present, and he gave it as a sign of peace between them. Akane got so nervous, she started to stutter and went to her room, which made Saito think maybe he made her feel bad. The next day, Saito saw Akane looking at the ring with a soft smile on her face. During the day, she kept looking at the ring again and again, and as thanks, she made steak for Saito in a special way for dinner. The next day, Akane came to school wearing the ring. When Saito saw it, he took her aside and told her to hide it so no one would get the wrong idea. Akane put the ring in her pouch. Shisei got interested in the ring and thought she would buy a ring like that for herself. When Akane got home, she got nervous because she could not find the ring in her bag. She searched again again along her way back to school but did not find it, which made her feel very bad. The next day, she searched again but still found nothing, so she sat for a while in a nearby park. There, Shisei came to her and said she followed Akane because she knew Akane lost her ring. Shisei promised she would not tell Saito and would help Akane because when she stayed at their house, Akane gave her good food. Shisei also said if the ring was not found, Shito would be sad, and because she loved Sito very much, she wanted Sito and Akane's relationship to stay good. After that, both searched everywhere, but while going home, they felt disappointed. Then Shisei said they should talk to Saito because he was very reliable. Akane refused because she thought it would hurt Saito, and she decided to search again. During this, Shisei went to Saito, and when Saito asked where Akane was, Shisei said she could not tell because she promised Akane. Akane Sakuramori said she had to find the ring because the original one had emotional value. She admitted that even though their marriage was only formal, this ring had real meaning for her because Saito worked hard to buy it. When Akane started to cry, Saito understood she would not stop until she found the ring, so he decided to help her. With his sharp memory, he took her to the store where Akane opened her bag to pay. Then Saito opened a drain there and put his hand inside, and he found Akane's pouch. Akane felt very relieved and hugged Saito without thinking. Later, Saito put the ring on Akane's left hand and told her not to lose it again. On the way back, Akane said a ring on the left hand was usually a sign of a committed relationship and asked if Saito meant that. Saito got nervous and said she should wear it on her right hand, but Akane said she would keep it like this for today. The next day, a girl with pink hair came to Saito, and seeing her made him remember someone from the past. She introduced herself as Maho, but Saito could not recognize her. Maho directly said she wanted to go out with Saito. Saito said he did not even know her, but Maho claimed she knew many things about Saito, including rejecting Himari and living with Akane. Saito asked how she knew all this, but Maho refused to tell and said if Saito refused to go out with her, she would reveal his secrets. When Maho started to talk loudly, Saito tried to make her quiet, and at that moment, Shisei came and interrupted and said she would protect Saito. Then Maho liked Shisei a lot, hugged her, and even tried to take her with her, but she suddenly left. Shisei warned Saito to stay away from Maho because she could be dangerous. Later in class, when Saito was alone, Maho came looking for him, which made some boys in the class angry. Saito took her outside. Then Maho took him to McDonald's, where she ate a Big Mac. She said her family always talked to her about health, and Saito said someone did the same with him. When Maho said she was talking about her big sister, Saito said he was not surprised because Maho acted like a spoiled little sister. Then Maho asked if Saito thought she was pretty, and Saito said he did not like her. Suddenly, Maho grabbed Saito's hand and put his finger in her mouth and took a picture with her phone to use as blackmail later. Saito followed her and, finding her outside the shop, forced her to delete the picture. Then Saito took her to the shopping area and showed her some places, and then planned to go home. Maho said she wanted to go to his house too, and hinted that she took her dates to a physical level. When Saito refused, Maho accused him of something that made people around look at Saito with suspicion. In this situation, Saito had no other choice, so he had to take Maho home. Before Saito could tell Akane anything, he found out Maho and Akane were sisters. Maho immediately went to Akane, hugged her, and clung to her in a very friendly way because they met after a long time. Saito got confused seeing this because he thought Akane's little sister was not there, but actually Akane only said Maho went very far away and she could not see her, which Saito misunderstood. Then Maho said she was traveling the world, so Akane could not see her. After that, Maho walked around the house to check their married life and first went to the bedroom. When she found out Saito and Akane slept in the same room, she scolded Akane for getting close to someone like Saito, but Akane made it clear there was no physical relationship between her and Saito. Maho still doubted, so she decided she would keep an eye on Akane so nothing bad would happen to her. Saito said Maho staying in the house all the time would make him feel pressure, so Akane misunderstood and warned him if he even thought of anything bad, she would hurt him badly. That night, Akane made porridge to celebrate Maho's return, but Maho did not like it because she got this food again and again when she was sick. When Akane opened the fridge to take things out, she was surprised to see Shisei hiding inside. They pulled her out, then when Maho came to the kitchen hungry, Shisei hid in the fridge again. At that moment, Maho said Saito was her brother, so Shisei came out again and challenged Maho because she did not want anyone else to call Saito Oni-chan. Then both of them tried to get a reaction from Saito in a kind of contest. In this, Maho did not succeed, while Shisei Akane got a clear reaction from Saito in her favor and won. Even with this, Maho was not too upset because she thought her big sister Akane was very important. Later, Akane asked Maho why she did not say before that she was coming, so Maho said she wanted to surprise her. Then the mood got serious when Maho said she already knew why Akane married Saito, even though at first Akane did not like him. Maho said if this marriage was only for education costs, she herself was ready to marry Saito and would convince grandma to keep paying for Akane's studies. To stop her, Akane explained reasons she did not like Saito, but Maho stayed firm and said Saito was just her type. She also showed Akane the picture she took earlier and said she and Saito were getting along. Akane accepted this on the outside, but after Maho left, she started to feel uneasy. At the same time, Saito was relaxing in the bath when Maho came in and insisted she would wash his back. Saito felt he was in trouble. Maho also threatened that if he refused, she would accuse him of having a physical relationship with her, so Saito had no choice but to let her. Maho then got in the bathtub and offered Saito to marry her. She explained their grandparents only wanted their grandchildren to marry, and it did not matter if it was Akane or Maho. She offered different physical relationships, including 5 times a day, and Saito tried to control himself. Later, Saito went back to his room, feeling mentally tired and decided to sleep. At that moment, Akane asked him if he wanted to end the relationship with her, and Saito realized he was not sure about it anymore. Maho took everyone to an amusement park to celebrate her return. Himari asked why Maho always stayed close to Saito, so Maho said she was also competing for physical closeness with Saito. Then they enjoyed different swings and rides in the park. On the roller coaster, Himari got so scared she started to talk in a robotic way. When they went to the Ferris wheel, Saito saw Akane was shaking and asked why she came if she did not like rides. Akane said she only came to make Maho happy because Maho could not enjoy these things before because of sickness. When Saito offered to hold Akane's hand, Akane got nervous, but Saito took her hand, and after that, Akane stopped shaking. Then they went to the haunted house where Maho started to take selfies with the ghosts. After some time, Maho started to feel sick, so Saito picked her up and took her outside and sat her on a bench. Saito thought of calling Akane, but Maho jumped on him and said she only pretended to be sick so Saito would carry her. Saito scolded her that pretending to be sick was a serious thing, and after that, Maho felt bad. At night, Saito came tired to bed, then Maho came and sat on top of him. In that state, Saito remembered a girl like this from years ago and asked Maho if she ever went to a Hojo party. Maho thought Saito was talking about an old crush, so she acted like that girl and tried to open Saito's clothes so they could have a physical relationship. Saito said he knew Maho did not like him, so Maho admitted she really did not like him. Even with this, she said she wanted her first kiss to be with Saito. Then she pinned Saito down and both started to argue. And at that moment, Akane came into the room. For Akane, it was painful that Saito's sister was trying to get physically close to Saito, so she got angry and said she hated both of them and kicked them out even though it was raining. Saito bought umbrellas for both of them and decided to stay at a hotel, and Maho hinted maybe Saito wanted to have a physical relationship with her. Saito told Maho to go home, but Maho insisted she would go to the hotel with him. When they reached the hotel, Saito took 2 rooms and went to his room and locked the door. Then Maho threatened him to open the door. Because of Saito's behavior, Maho started to cry because she thought Saito also did not like her. Maho said Akane never shouted at her even when she played tricks on her, and hearing hate from Akane hurt her a lot. When Maho lost control while crying, she took off her clothes and said it was her fault they were kicked out of the house. She also said to make up for it, Saito could have physical closeness with her, but Saito said she was not old enough for that. Then Saito told her to sleep, so Maho demanded Saito put her on the bed. Saito hugged her in the same way he hugged Shisei. A few hours later, Maho started to have trouble breathing and said she could not take her medicine at night because she was kicked out of the house. She told Saito not to call an ambulance because then her family would know and they would worry for no reason. Seeing Maho's wish to live like a normal person, Saito decided to pick her up and take her to the hospital, and he remembered the time he carried Akane to the hospital in the same way. Maho asked if Saito and Akane's relationship was okay, and Saito said he was not sure about it himself. After the treatment, Saito decided to leave before Maho's parents arrived. Maho made him promise not to tell Akane about this. After that, Saito called Shisei and asked if he could stay at her place, so Shisei came to pick him up. The next day at school, Akane angrily asked Saito about Maho, but Saito pretended not to know. After school, Saito went to meet Maho and brought her a Big Mac. which made Maho feel better. Saito asked how she could travel so much with her condition, so Maho said she did not know when her condition would get worse, so she kept traveling as much as she could. Saito also understood that Maho did all this for Akane, and she actually neither clearly liked him nor disliked him. Maho said before the marriage, Akane often said she did not like Saito because he always got the highest marks in class. For this reason, Maho thought she should take Akane's place so Akane could be free from this marriage. But things went the other way, and now Akane was angry with her. Saito told Maho that Akane cared about her, and she should rest so she could meet Akane again soon. When Maho lay down, Saito held her hand, which made her feel good. Maho asked why Saito was so nice to her. Saito said he was doing all this for Akane's happiness. Then both agreed that Akane's smile was nice, and they did not want that smile to go away. After that, when Saito left the room, he saw Akane there, and Akane got embarrassed and ran away. A few days later, Maho apologized to Akane for causing so much trouble. Maho told Akane she herself tried to get close to Saito, but Saito did not take any step that way. Then Maho told Akane to forgive Saito because it was not Saito's fault, but Akane told her not to ruin her life for Akane's sake. Later at school, Saito came to Akane and tried to apologize. Akane was upset that her best friend and her sister both talked about having a physical relationship with Saito. Akane pulled herself together and asked Saito if what he said to Maho at the hospital was true, and Saito said he stood by his words. Hearing this, Akane's attitude softened, and she told Saito to go home because if her granny found out, there would be trouble. Both of them did not know that Himari was listening to this, and she immediately understood her suspicion was right, that Akane was really living with Saito. She remembered the time when Saito was sitting quietly in the park and Himari asked why he was not going home. Saito said his parents were at home and he did not want to be with them. Himari sat next to him and said she felt the same, so both should stay together to feel less lonely. Now Himari was surprised her guess was right, and then the news spread to the whole class. Akane immediately got defensive and started to criticize Saito harshly, but the situation started to get worse. Before things got out of control, Saito picked up Akane and took her outside and said Akane was the one who started the talk about them living together in class. After the argument, Saito looked very tired, and people at school started taking his pictures. When Saito was going home with Shisei, he saw some classmates following them. Shisei suggested they go to her house so those people would stop following, but Saito said he wanted to go home. Then both got on a bus, but the bus dropped them off at a stop far from home. Shisei tried to call her driver, but there was no signal, so she pretended to faint so Saito would pick her up. At that moment, Rui came in a limousine and said she found Shisei by the tracker on her. Then Rui took Shisei away, and Saito was left behind. The next day, Saito and Akane were in trouble because food at home was running out and they could not go out shopping. Shisei suggested eating cake, but Saito scolded her that it was her fault this problem happened. At that moment, they heard a knock from upstairs, and when they went to the bedroom, they found someone hiding there. Akane tried to hit with a baseball bat, but Saito tried to stop her. In this polling, both fell on each other, and at that moment, Maho suddenly appeared and started taking pictures. Not only did Maho sneak in, but she also brought Himari, so everyone gathered in the same house. Later, Himari apologized that this situation happened because of her, but Akane and Saito felt bad that she did not tell them before. Himari said they should not worry about it. Because there was no romantic relationship in this marriage, Himari hoped she still had a chance with Saito. After that, everyone thought about how to end the rumors spreading in class. Himari suggested they act out fake dates with Saito to fool classmates. They first tried this with Shisei, but no one believed it because Shisei was already seen as very close to Saito. Shisei said to make it more real, they should kiss on the lips, but Saito stopped her and said she should save that for someone she really liked. Later, Maho said Saito should do a fake date with her, but Saito refused because he thought she was too much and too difficult. Then the last option was Himari, who already wanted to get close to Saito. When Saito got home, Akane angrily warned him to keep limits with Himari. Saito said she should make clear what he could and could not do, but Akane got more angry and said if he crossed the line, she would react harshly. The next day at school, Himari started to act more friendly with Saito and asked him to have lunch with her. Then she took him to an empty classroom so they could act close in front of everyone. When Himari got nervous, Saito was surprised because she was usually very calm. Saito told her if it was just acting, he was fine with it. Himari said he should hug her like he did with Shisei. Himari felt shy because she was bigger than Shisei and had real feelings for Saito, but Saito handled it and Himari sat on his lap. Himari said people were watching and they needed to make it more believable, so Saito hugged her tightly. Later, classmates asked Himari what was going on, so Himari said she and Saito were dating. Some people thought Saito cheated on Akane, but Himari said Akane and Saito never lived together. She said when she saw them close, she felt jealous, and that was why she lied before, and everyone believed her. After school, Akane told Himari maybe they went too far, but Himari said everything was fine. The next day, Saito and Himari did a fake date date, while Akane and Maho watched them from a distance. After the day ended, Saito dropped Himari at her house, but Himari said she wanted to come inside for a while. At first Saito refused and left, but then he came back and agreed to stay for a few minutes. When Saito entered Himari's room, he saw a picture of himself on her desk, and he did not react much to it. Himari happily said she wanted to take more pictures of him, but Saito thought she was too much and stopped her. Then Saito saw many self-help and psychology books in the room and understood Himari took these things seriously. While serving tea, Himari said there was a lot of talk about them in the class group, which made them think people believed their story. Saito asked why she read so many psychology books. So Himari said she did it so she would never get bullied again. She also said she wanted to protect Akane from such things, and Saito was impressed how hard she worked for her friend. After that, Himari asked Saito if he had any feelings for Akane. When Saito said no, Himari shyly asked if she still had a chance with Saito. She also said even if she had to stay in second place, she would not mind, but Saito told her she deserved much better than that. Himari still stood by her words, and also hinted that as long as she was at home, her parents would not come back. But Saito did not take the talk that way and said he also did not have a good relationship with his parents. Hearing this, Himari felt she got closer to Saito. When Saito got up to leave, Himari suddenly grabbed his arm and said he should stay a little longer because she felt lonely. A few hours later, Saito came home, and when Akane found out he was alone at Himari's house, she got angry and went to the study room. There she got a call from Himari, and Himari happily told her everything. Akane did not like this situation and showed her discomfort with hints, but Himari did not understand and said she wanted to keep this fake relationship going. Then Himari asked if Akane was jealous, so Akane quickly said she did not care about Saito. Hearing this, Himari said she would keep looking close to Saito like before and ended the call, after which Akane got nervous. A few days later, Saito reminded Akane they still had not shared contact information. Akane got nervous at first, but Saito explained they should have a way to contact each other because they should not be seen together outside school. Akane agreed and said this was the first time she shared contact with a boy. Then she sent Saito a good morning message and looked very happy. After that, she got too excited and went to another room to call Saito, which made Saito feel confused and annoyed. The next day at lunch, Maho kept bothering Saito, and Saito put up with it because Maho knew something about the girl Saito saw at a party years ago. Saito told Maho if she told him the girl's name, he would do anything she wanted. Shisei asked why this was so important for Saito. Saito said he needed to know who his first crush was, because he remembered the girl as polite, kind, and with a beautiful smile. He also thought maybe it was Akane, but the Akane he knew seemed different from that image. Maho was about to tell the name when Shisei suddenly took her away and said she needed to talk alone, so she would take her on a date. After both left, Akane kept sending Saito messages that he forgot housework, and Saito decided Akane could not be the girl he was looking for. Later at home, he got a call from Hojo, who said he was celebrating his cousin's 70th birthday. Hojo said this relative was important in the company, and if Saito wanted to be the heir, he should have a good relationship with him, so it was necessary to go to the event. After the call ended, Akane came into the room and found out Saito was going to a family event. Saito asked her to come with him, so Akane got nervous. Saito tried to make her feel better by saying Shisei would be there too, but Akane knew Shisei's mother Reiko did not like her, so Akane refused to go. Saito said he would stay there for the night too. Akane acted strong and said she would be fine. The next day, when Saito was about to leave, he asked again if Akane would really be fine, and Akane said the same thing again, even though she looked worried. After that, Saito and Shisei reached the family hotel and met Hojo and his cousin Shizu. Hojo asked why Saito did not bring his wife, so Saito said she got nervous in big groups. Then Hojo started talking about grandchildren, and Saito said talking about a marital relationship was too much without Akane's agreement. When Hojo's talk went too far, Shizu told him to be softer. Saito used this chance to tell Shizu that Hojo forced them to marry, but Shizu said Hojo did a good thing by marrying Saito to Akane. Shizu also said she was surprised because she thought Saito would marry Shisei. When Saito looked at Shisei, she looked very embarrassed and red, and Saito thought she was watching too many videos on P-Hub. Shisei's embarrassment stayed even after, and when Saito tried to bring her back to normal, Shisei punched him and then forced him to hug her. At the same time, Akane was alone at home and felt lonely. Then Himari came and hugged Akane right away. Himari was worried Akane might be angry at her because of the fake dates with Saito, but Akane assured her she still liked her. Akane also said she did not care about Saito's actions, and Himari promised they would always stay best friends no matter what. After that, Akane and Himari made strawberry cupcakes together. When Himari thought about sending a picture to Saito, Akane felt bad that Saito shared his number with Himari before sharing it with Akane. Himari said if Akane had a problem, she could end the contact, but Akane said she was worried Saito might send something inappropriate. Then Himari made it clear she herself sent Saito tempting messages and material on purpose so Saito would get interested in her. At that moment, Himari got a reply from Saito, and Akane realized Saito still had not messaged her. After a while, Himari went home and Akane was left alone. She tried to study so she could get higher marks than Saito, but because of loneliness, she could not focus. At the event, when Shisei fell asleep, Sito picked her up and took her to the room. There, Rui told Sito to sleep with Shisei, but Sito refused and Rui teased him. After that, Akane called Sito. At first, she talked in her usual hard way, then in a softer tone, told Saito to come home soon. After the call, Akane played music to avoid getting scared and sat with her soft toy. Then she heard a sound at the window and, thinking it was a burglar, picked up a frying pan. When she reached the window, she saw Saito hanging outside and pulled him in. Akane asked why he came like that, so Saito said the front door was locked and he could not get in. Akane then asked how he got there, so Saito said he walked almost 2 hours from the event because he kept thinking about Akane's scolding. When Saito went to shower, Akane saw his clothes were very dirty, which made her realize he really walked a long way. When Saito came back, Akane said they should stay up and talk for a while, but Saito was so tired he fell asleep right away. Akane covered him with a blanket and quietly said, "Welcome home." After that, Saito realized Akane was starting to feel jealous, and he teased her about why she talked to him on the first day of school like she already knew him. Akane tried to avoid this and went to her study room, and it bothered her that Saito remembered so many things but did not make their first meeting clear. Then the past came up that, at an event, Akane was alone and went to the balcony, where she met a younger Saito. Akane wanted to leave, but Saito grabbed her shoulder and told her to stay because he felt lonely and wanted to talk. After that, both talked for a long time on the balcony and started to feel a connection. Saito planned dinner and went out for groceries. On the way, he saw some boys bothering Himari, so he quickly went forward and made them leave. After they left, Saito asked Himari why she was sitting there alone, and Himari said she was just sitting there. Saito told her it was getting dark so she should go home, but Himari said she could not go home because her stepmother was there, so Saito sat with her for a while. Himari said Saito should go back to his wife because she was fine now, but Saito still stayed a little longer, and his behavior made Himari's eyes fill with tears. Then Himari reminded him that he owed her a favor for being his fake girlfriend, and at that moment, she suddenly kissed Saito. The next day, Maho and Shisei found Saito sitting alone and looking lost. Maho guessed maybe he kissed Akane, but Saito quickly said it was not Akane, which made Maho suspicious about who it was. Shisei tried to ask him what was bothering him, but Himari came before she could. Maho then asked Himari in front of Shisei who Saito kissed, so Himari got shy. Himari told Maho and Shisei to leave so she could talk to Saito alone. Later, Himari apologized to Saito for kissing him. Saito said it was okay, but when Himari asked if he wanted to do it again, Saito clearly refused. Then Himari put her head on Saito's shoulder and said she liked him. At the same time, Akane came into the class and saw some girls looking at a picture of Himari kissing Saito. Akane quickly left and ran into Himari outside. Himari made it clear she would keep chasing Saito. When Akane got home, she remembered a time when Himari wanted to be very close to her and always talked about being best friends. At that moment, Saito came home and brought a strawberry parfait for Akane, which made her mood better. After eating it, Akane went outside and called Himari to clear things up. Later, both met at the park where they used to play. Akane told Himari to stop everything with Saito. Himari thought Akane was pushing her away after solving her own problem, but Akane said all this was just for show. Akane also said Himari went too far by kissing Saito. Himari replied that Akane's marriage was only forced, so Akane should not object, and she would keep chasing Saito unless Akane gave a strong reason. Akane's legs started to shake, and then she gathered courage and admitted she loved Saito. But Himari did not believe this, because Akane always said she did not like Saito. On one side, Himari liked Saito from the first day, and she thought Akane had no right over him. On the other side, Akane said she liked Saito from the first meeting at the party. Akane Sakuramori also admitted it was unlucky for both to like the same person. Then both agreed their friendship was very valuable, but they did not want to give up Saito, so they decided to compete for Saito in a fair way. The next day, Saito suddenly came into the kitchen and Akane got surprised. When Akane shouted at him, Saito checked her temperature to see if she was okay, which made Akane even more angry. Later at school, Saito asked Maho and Shisei why Akane was so angry. They thought the reason was the kiss between Saito and Himari. Shisei hinted this was not Himari's first kiss with Saito, but did not give details. Then Himari came and said Akane was not angry at Saito, but the the opposite. At that moment, Himari started talking about having a physical relationship with Saito on weekends, so Akane suddenly came and started to fight with her. Saito then asked Akane if he did something to make her angry, but Akane could not finish what she wanted to say, and in the end, Chiyo Sakuramori was also mentioned.